Good afternoon, everyone who's joined so far. Thank you very much for jumping in. I hope you're all well. And we will be covering quite a few things today. Got quite a few things to run over. Just give it another second, see if anyone else wants to jump in. How are you all doing? Good afternoon, the likes of us. Nice to have you in. So yeah, we'll kick things off. Obviously, this is the 1 minute time frame on Bitcoin, but yeah, had some nice movement today so far in terms of scalping on the 1 minute. Let me just move the toolbox up there. Nice catch there. Decent scalp there. That was a nice catch. That one, and then drop down again so far. But what we're going to be looking at today, firstly, is the 10-minute time frame on Bitcoin, which gave the indication last night. Yesterday morning. We covered it on stream yesterday. I think Bitcoin was, where was it yesterday when we covered it? Would have been around here. So it had a slight move up, but then yesterday, obviously we've caught the whole move up on the 10-minute chart from the indication, and it's still running. Yep, I'll be covering some of them, the likes of us. Don't you worry. I've got it all planned out. We've got quite a few things to run over today as well. But yeah, on the 10-minute chart, as you can see, really nice catch, and we're still in the green at the moment as it's trying to press through this level here. But yeah, that's the 10-minute chart anyway. So currently, from the indication, currently just over 8% up. And if we want to take it to the all-time high, 9.68%. And yes, it was good waking up to a Bitcoin all-time high. Did anyone watch it live? Did anyone stay up for the election results and see the start of this move and see Bitcoin push through the all-time high? I wasn't up myself, but it was nice waking up to it for sure. So that's the 10-minute chart. The next one we're going to be looking at is the 30-minute. So if we scale a bit back, a bit of it, yeah, it was definitely nice anyway. Now that it's solidified. So obviously late last week, caused a bit of a drop down into Monday, closed off. This short didn't work out on here. Obviously in there and then closed up here. So that was a loss for Stonksy there. However, much like on the 10-minute, it turned green there and more than made up for this loss by quite a lot, catching the ride all the way up to all-time high. And like the 10-minute, the 30-minute is still open. So we will see what happens today. Whether we get another push up to the upside towards 80k, or maybe we get a slight drop down and then maybe push back up, who knows. But for the meantime, the 10-minute and the 30-minute green background is still open and is still catching the move. So the final one on Bitcoin we're going to look at is the 1 hour. So if we zoom out, as you can see, much like the 30-minute, it caught the downside move late last week into early this week. Then we had two very short-lived green and red backgrounds. But then that's now the 10-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour that all caught the move to the upside. So flipped green there at 10 p.m. UTC last night. And then, yeah, caught the move to the upside and is still green like the rest of them. So that is Bitcoin. That's what Stonksy has been saying on Bitcoin over the past day. And caught the move very nicely on a handful of time frames. If you do have any questions, guys, just pop them in the chat and I will get to it. So that is Bitcoin covered. First off, yeah, I got quite a list today, given the movements that we've had overnight. A lot of alts have moved a lot. So we're going to go over to ETH next and look at the 1 hour time frame. Again, much like Bitcoin, caught the move to the upside into the green background on the 1 hour early this morning, 1 o'clock time. Green background. The next candle that followed after the green background was solidified was the big impulse move, and then steadily we've just had ETH grinding higher hour after hour. So in terms of ETH, after turning green there, wasn't on that one, just so I can show you. The background, if anyone doesn't know, is solidified after the candle close. So as soon as this candle closed here, that's when the green would have gone. So currently nearly 6.5% up on the ETH on the 1 hour. So yeah, anyone who was up and was using Stonksy, hopefully you caught some of these anyway. So the next one I'm going to move on to is Uniswap, which has had a monster move today, 26%. It's the biggest gainer in the top 100 for sure. Let me get rid of that. So first off, if we look at the 1 hour recently, on Friday, flipped red, caught a drop down, rode the red background, closed the red, what would it have been? Midnight last night, and then has caught the move up. So if we go from the candle close, so this is where the green background would have been solidified there. 20% move in what, just over 12 hours. So that's on Uni on the 1 hour. So Friday, caught a nice drop down, flipped green last night as Bitcoin started to rally, and Uni is by far the top performer in the top 100 today, and was caught by Stonksy on the 1 hour. But it was also caught on the 10 minute. So you don't, if you're a lower time frame trader, here it is for you. This morning, sorry, not this morning, Tuesday morning. So this was yesterday. So the 10 minute flipped green before the 1 hour. And then, yeah, just slowly chugging away. And then there's the move to the upside that we got. So if we look on the 10 minute chart from when the background flipped, it caught much more of the move than the 1 hour did at 31%. And if you just so happen to catch the Pico top, just shy of 37%. But currently, as it stands, with the background still open on Uni on the 10 minute green, 31.5%. Even if you would have got in perhaps slightly later, 27.5%. So that's a really good example of a lower time frame Stonksy indication, and just how much things can move, and Stonksy capturing them types of moves. Because perhaps you only take a few trades a week, or you maybe look for one a day. That could potentially mean that you could take the rest of the week off if you're a full-time trader. That type of move, they don't come around every week. So yeah, there's Uni on the 10 minute and the 1 hour we've just covered. So the next one we're going to go to is Aave. So let me just cross these off so I know which ones I've covered, so I can keep track. So Aave, again, isn't another one. Most of these are going to be the top performers in the top 100 today, because they've had such big moves. So if we go to Aave, have a look at the 30 minute. This long didn't work out, ended up closing in a slight loss. It got into the red background on Thursday, and then we had a nice drop down on Aave. And then yesterday, late afternoon, closed the red background out into green and caught that. So if we have a look at the last two moves on Aave that we've had, into the red background there and closed out there, that was a 9.75% downside move that Stonksy captured. And then if we go from the green background that opened, it's now catching 21.6%, and it's still open. And Aave on this 30-minute candle right now is pushing to new highs in terms of the recent price action. So yeah, two really good Stonksy indications there on Aave over the past week, especially this reversal candle, reversal move. Sorry, really good fast move that we've had. So that is Aave covered. Oh, we've also got the 1 hour to cover. So if we go to the 1 hour, this is sort of just like a more condensed version of the 30-minute, as you can see. Same one, apart from on the 1 hour, didn't get this loss. So that's good. But into the red background there, caught the move down, into green, and caught the same. So pretty much the same moves on the 1 hour and the 30-minute. And two very, very nice returns too, especially catching this upside move. So that is Aave covered. If you have any questions, just make sure you pop them in, or you know what you're trading at the moment, what's your thoughts on the market, do let me know. So we'll cross that off. The next one we're going to cover is one we covered yesterday, so I will just cover it very briefly. But it is Rune, because again, up 15% today. So we did cover Rune yesterday, but as you can see, yesterday morning into the green background on a 10-minute time frame. We are currently boasting a just shy of 20% gain, up to 21.5%. And like, as you can see, guys, with the strength in the market today and how Bitcoin's behaving, you know, Bitcoin's still above 74k. All these green backgrounds currently are open, and like Aave, Uni, Rune, all starting to attempt to push higher as well. But that is the 10-minute time frame, and yeah, still open on the green, capturing the move. So between Aave, Rune, and Uniswap, some really big moves there from Stonksy. How Eagle looking, please? I will add Eagle to the list now for your GC crypto. Let me just make a note, and I will load it up at some point for you. So make sure to stay tuned in, and we will have a look together. So the next one we're going to look at is Doge. Again, Doge is one that we covered yesterday, so we'll just do it very briefly as it was in yesterday's stream. But as you can see, yesterday it's still running the green background from Monday on the 10-minute, and after yesterday's stream, so we would have done it. It would have been around here at yesterday's stream. The green background stayed open and caught the rest of the move to the upside. So that's a real strong indication on Stonksy. If we have a look for 3 days, we're up 32% on this current open position on the 10-minute, but all the way potentially up to 45%, even to the top of this little resistance that it's found here, you know, 37, 38, 39%. So a monster move caught by Stonksy on Doge on a 10-minute this week over the last 3 days. Also going to have a quick look at the 1 hour on Doge. Obviously, we had this one at the end of October, but much like the 10-minute, Stonksy got into the green. This was on Tuesday, so after the key thing that this was after the 10-minute one, but we still caught a lot of the move on the 10-minute. So if you don't scale down to the 10-minute chart, and perhaps you're just a 1 hour trader or whatever it may be, you've still caught over 21% and potentially anywhere up to 30. So that is Doge on the 1 hour covered quickly, and the 10-minute. While we're on the 1 hour, we'll quickly swap over to LDO and see what LDO is doing. So there was a few of these. This was like Ethereum. If you was in here, Ethereum on the 1 hour, a very quick impulse move to the upside. So Stonksy, that candle closed on the 1 hour there. Background changed and solidified the green. And we've just had up only price action since then for the last 12 hours or so. So if we take a look from the candle close, just up to 16%, potentially higher if things remain bullish today. So that is another 1 hour time frame boxed off on Stonksy for LDO. And much like Uniswap and the rest of them, the background's still open and it looks like it's going to try and be pushing higher. So we can tick that off the list. Next on the agenda is FTM. If you do have any questions, guys, just pop them in the chat. And I have made a note of eGold for you, GC. So we will get to that. So FTM on the 1 hour. Stonksy turned red on Thursday. Got a really nice push down, capturing it all. And then exited the red background this morning. Didn't quite get as much of the move to the upside, so the green background would have been solidified there on this candle close. So currently, it's only up 3%, but it's still not bad. But the main move came from Stonksy capturing. So the red background closed there, 10% from open to close on the red, and potentially down anywhere between 15 and 20% if you manually closed over Sunday and Monday. So it's a good example of Stonksy capturing one move one way and then capturing the reversal the other way. So that's a great example. And FTM, we're going to cover another time frame. We're going to scale down to the 30-minute, which gives you another look at this. If we have a quick look at this, this is late October, so going back 2 weeks or so into the green background there, push up, close there into the red, like on the 1 hour, and then the move down. But as you can see, Stonksy hasn't give the indication on the 30-minute time frame to go green on FTM. So that's where you can utilize flicking through different time frames, having a look at different charts, and not just sticking to one time frame to build your trades out. So that's FTM. I believe, yeah, we're going to be covering 2 more on FTM as well, because while it didn't capture it on the 30-minute, did capture it on the 1 hour. So into the green there, and it's caught the move up. So on the 15-minute, it's up 14%. So as you can see, on the 1 hour, it caught some of the move back up, but it hasn't captured a lot of it. It's captured 4%. So a win is a win. But on the 15-minute, on a lower time frame, it got out of the bigger red time frame that you would have seen on the 1 hour. Obviously on the 15-minute, the more short-lived, but it got more of the reversal. And finally on FTM, we are going to have a look at the 10-minute chart, which I believe would have caught the most of the reversal. Yeah, so up 16%. So that is the 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, and 10-minute all covered on FTM, with the 10-minute providing the biggest move in terms of today, and the 1 hour providing the biggest move over the past week in total. But it's really good to see the 10-minute time frame is really paying off today on Bitcoin, Uni, Rune, Doge, FTM, and a few more that we're going to have a look at now too. So the 10-minute time frame is really proving to be a strong indication today. And it is overall, to be honest. So that's FTM boxed off. So the next one we're going to pull up is Mina on the 15-minute. As you can see, all these just massive gainers today. The biggest move is in the top 100. That's why we're covering these. So Mina, originally on Monday, it got into red background there. It closed it out yesterday around dinner time for probably the slightest loss that you can get on a trade. Extremely marginal there compared to where it opened. But crucially, opened the green background and has caught all of the pump up 13.5%. Alessandro, what's changed in the new update? So the new update is imminent. We're hoping to get it out before the end of the week. So hopefully either tomorrow or Friday. And yeah, then you will all have alerts. So you'll be able to get alerts to your phone, or if you're on your desktop, they'll go into there. So yes, anyone who didn't know, alerts are coming for the background color change, so you don't have to sit and chart watch all the time. And we are hoping to get it out before the end of the week. So that's a little update for you, Alessandra. So that's the 15-minute covered on Mina. And if we flick over to the 30-minute, oops, I don't know what I've done there. Let me see what I've done. Right. Not quite sure how to fix this. Let me go back. Right, it might just be a case of having to reload this. Let's go back and reload. Sorry about that. Not too sure what happened there. Yeah, so there we go, back on track. We was going to look at the 15-minute, but it looks like the 1 hour also caught it on Mina. So if you keep a note of that there, if we scale down to the 30-minute, pretty similar indication. Into the green background and caught the move up. So we are currently at a 9% upside move on the 30-minute. So I believe it caught more on the 15-minute, but either way, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, it caught it. It caught it no matter what. So that's some really good going on Stonksy there. So we are coming to the last few guys, and GC, I will add Eagle to the end for you. So the next one we're going to have a look at is Apt. Apt on the 30-minute. We scale out. This is another example of Stonksy catching one move, closing, and then catching the reversal as well. So as we can see, Thursday into the red background there, closed it out yesterday, into the green. So if we have a look, 15% from open till close on the red, potentially down all the way to 20 if you manually closed. And then so far for the reversal, which was indicated yesterday, 11% to the current price and potentially up to 12, 13% as the biggest result. And what you'll see is most of these are still open. So there could potentially be some more rooms to run today. And another one we're going to have a look at is 15-minute on Apt. Again, same thing, rinse and repeat, guys. You can see, a bit of chopping, break even indications, but crucially, caught the move to the upside on Apt. So that is Apt covered. Then the next one we're going to move on to is AVAX. So we're going to have a look at the 10-minute first on AVAX. So this red background did provide a profit if you manually closed, maybe around here. If you didn't, got you out at break even. But then into the green background yesterday. And what you'll notice, guys, is a lot of these on Stonksy, it's already got into the moves before. So it's not like it's turning green here and capturing a little bit of it, or turning green already up on the move. A lot of these Stonksies already turn green on Monday or Tuesday. Obviously, on some of them, like ETH, Mina, on the 1 hour, it's caught, the bulk of the move, not all of it, but the bulk of it. But a lot of these lower time frame ones, it had already turned green before we got the move. So it's captured a lot more than just getting in late into the move. So that's the 10 minutes on AVAX. Then if we flick through a bit higher, Stonksy actually caught, similar to what we've been seeing on other altcoins, the move down late last week, throughout the weekend, closed into green. Slight drop at first after turning green, but is up. So if we have a quick look between the red to the close, 7%, 7.5%, potentially all the way down to 10 plus on the 30-minute on AVAX. And then after turning green, the reversals caught 8% so far. So that is another superb couple of indications from Stonksy over the past week, and then particularly this week, given the move that we've had. So the final one on AVAX we're going to look at is the 1 hour. So this is one like I was talking about just then, where on the 1 hour, it's not caught them as early as the 10-minute, 15-minute, or 30-minute, but like the 1 hour on ETH and Mina, it's still caught a decent amount of the move, up 6%, which for in the space of 12 hours is not bad at all. So that is AVAX covered on 3 different time frames. Got one more to do, and then we will move on to eGold for GC. So this is Theta, same again. I don't think I really have to say too much. Caught the move down into the weekend late last week, the reversal on the 1 hour. But if we scale down to the 30-minute, I think that's probably caught around the same, to be honest, as the 1 hour. It doesn't look too much of a difference, maybe a slight bit earlier. I think it might have been around the same, not too much difference. Either way, still caught it. And then if we go to the 10-minute, we'll see it got in before, because I recognise this move. So on the 1 hour and the 30-minute, I remember they both turned green here, and then we had the drop first before the rally, whereas the 10-minute got into the green yesterday morning and then caught more of the move up. Let's see what's the price of it in USDT. Do you mean to get access to Stonksy? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're referring to? How much is it in USD if you want to get access by crypto? Yeah. So I believe if you want to do the monthly is £145 per month on a rolling plan. I believe that will be around $186 to $188, depending on what the pound has done against the US dollar overnight. But it'll be anywhere between 186 to 188, I believe, USDT. And then if you want to do the annual does have 10% off, which is down from £999 to $899 something. Off the top of my head, I don't know what that converts to USDT, but I would imagine maybe about 1,100, 1,200, and that's for the annual for the full year with a 10% discount. But if you want to double check for yourself, yeah, just pop into Google £145 into dollars for the monthly, and then just pop in £899 into dollars, and then you'll know then for both, and that includes the 10% discount for the annual. If you do want to do that blitz, just email in. So Stonksy, I'll type it in the chat for you now. If you want to email in and get access by paying in USDT. Hang on. Let me just pop it in the chat for you. There you go. So that's the email blitz if you want to email in and get access by paying in crypto. There you are. But yeah, so back onto Theta. Yeah, it caught more of the move on a 10-minute chart. So now we'll have a look at eGold. GC's waited long enough. How long have you been an eGold holder for? GC, have you held it for a while? So if we look at eGold, so on a 10-minute chart, if we zoom out a bit, let's see what it's caught recently. So it's had a few break-even ones. It got a nice one on Saturday on a 10-minute. Caught a nice drop down all the way down towards $21.50. Bounced back up, but eventually closed there. Oh, no, sorry, there. Then this one would about break even. Same for this one. But if we have a look at the most recent indication on the 10-minute, it got into the green background yesterday morning early on. And then has caught all of the move to the upside. Currently from the opening of the background, 10%, and then potentially up towards 11, depending on if you would close manually or if you would be following. Just so you're aware, guys, today we've covered a lot. So we've covered Bitcoin, ETH, Uniswap, Aave, Rune, Doge, LDO, FTM, Mina, APT, AVAX, Theta, and now we're covering eGold finally. We've covered a variety of time frames, some on the 10-minute, most of them on the 10-minute, because the 10-minute has proven to be extremely, extremely good this week. Capturing a lot of the move and opening the green background yesterday. So before we got the move last night, the green background was open on a 10-minute well before capturing all of the move, but also some higher time frames like the 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. So if you want to go back through and have a look, if you've only just joined, there's plenty of content, plenty of examples showing exactly what Stonksy has caught over the past few days. But the 10-minute time frame has been incredible this week. That is for sure. 1,486 days. Wow, that's a long time. So about 4 years, is that? That'll be about 4 years, wouldn't it? Maybe just over. That is a long time. You must have got in quite low. I know it's had a big retrace, hasn't it? Because I think, did it top out at $600? It was around $500-$600, wasn't it? So it's down to 25. But if you got in that long ago, about 4 years ago, you must have got in even at these prices. You must still be in a couple multiples profit. Gustav Resch, have you back tested and compared the different time frames on BTC and altcoins? If so, which one did perform the best? Yeah, so we've back tested the 3-minute time frame for the scalpers, the 10-minute time frame, and so on. But if you want to back test it yourself on some time frames, I will just show you this very quickly. You can go and have a look if you want to. There is a long 30-minute time frame time lapse and 4-hour on Bitcoin as well. Both of them on Bitcoin. If you want to go back and just have a look through on them. So if you want to see like a long time sped up of what Stonksy shows, you can go and have a look at them too. But yeah, which one did perform the best? So if you're a scalper, the 3-minute time frame is really good. If you can get in and out of trades, if you're at your desk, The 1 minute is also good, but again, I think that relies on what exchange you're using, because obviously you don't want to get eaten up by fees into your profit. So if you're using an exchange with low fees, or maybe you have one of the plans where I think you can get reduced fees, can't you, if you hold a certain amount of exchange tokens and things like that. For time frames like that, it's obviously about the fees and what you'd be left with after paying the fees and then opening and closing the trades. But yeah, for lower time frames like that, if you're moving up time frames, the 10 minute, the 30 minute, the 1 hour, and then the 15 minute is good as well. If you're a high time frame trader, you potentially be looking at the 1 hour and 4 hour. I already own Stonksy. Yeah, so the best performer is Bitcoin. If you're asking between altcoin and Bitcoins, altcoins and Bitcoin, because Bitcoin dictates the market. So you're going with the market leader then. So Bitcoin, if you scalp a 3 minute time frame, if you're going a bit higher, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, yeah, the alerts will be really good. And if you wasn't here beforehand, yeah, we're hoping to roll that out at the end of this week. So hopefully all Stonksy users will have alerts for the background color change this week. So you've got that to look forward to, Gustav. If we have a look at Eagle, just for GC a bit more, on the 30 minutes, not showing anything. On the 15 minutes, there we go. Caught it on the 15 minute as well as the 10. So opened red there, closed red there, slight loss. But shifted from red to green and more than made up for the loss, up 9% from there. So Stonksy suffered a 2.3% loss, but then more than recovered what was lost and plenty of profit in the meantime. If we have a look at the 1 hour, similar story-ish, but some really good results. So it got into the green background there. Pump. On things like this, you would imagine if you was on it, you would move your stop loss up to your entry anyway. If you got in on the change or around the change, after a 6% move, you would imagine any experienced trader would move the stop loss up to entry anyway. So even though it closed eventually in a loss, either you potentially might have already took profit manually after a 6% move, or worst case scenario, it would have just took you out at break even. Very short-lived red. Got into the red background there. Again, same story. Red background, dropped all the way down to 8%, but hovered around 5 for a lot of the time. So again, even in the scenario, you didn't take any profit. Red background closed out there, so you still would have been in profit regardless on that one. And then finally, it got into the green background yesterday at 1 o'clock. So similar to the 10 minute, and has caught 8% so far. I can have a look at that for you. Blitz, let's see. Tell. It's a dead coin. What do you mean by that? Well, I suppose we'll find out. Let's see. Tell USDT. Tell coin. Let's see. Oh. See, the thing with these types of coins is there's massive gaps, because I'm guessing there's not much volume or it's pushed around easily. To me, that just screams that it's not liquid and it's pushed around easy because of these gaps. Let's see, because this isn't probably the best to look at because it just seems all over the place. Like, this isn't something that you would be wanting to use Stonksy on the 10 minute anyway. If we have a look at the 1 hour, let's see. Caught a really nice move at the end of middle to end of October. That was a great push up, 20% ish. Eventually closed out at 8, so nice profit on that. If we get rid of that, let's see what it's saying. Is it saying anything currently? So same story. It got into the green background there, pushed up, took out at break even, unless you took profits there. This one, it made a slight profit on in the end, so it got into the red background there and closed out there. So that was just under 4%. Break even on this, break even on that, but yeah, to be fair, it got into the green background yesterday morning on the 1 hour, and yeah, it's had a big move, hasn't it? Do you hold Tel Blitz? Is that why you asked me to look at it? So at the moment, 16% from the color change to green on the 1 hour on Tel. So you hold it. So are you hoping to get out on an exit pump, or are you hoping that it turns from dead to undead and has a bit of a resurgence? What are you looking for on it? But yeah, I suppose the power of Stonksy, even catching a big move on a dead coin. Let's have a look at the weekly. Don't know if we take Stonksy off for this. Let's have a look at the weekly. Let's see. Oh wow. Oh, blimey. Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose what you're hoping for on this is that this is obviously like the accumulation base. Move it up a little bit more. Yeah, you're hoping that to be the accumulation base, aren't you? Which at the moment, you've had obviously it come in there, move up, obviously drop below, but once it got back above, rocketed again, come down and tested it for a few weeks there, demand, move up, and then again has been testing it. So structure, yeah, that it looks like a base for sure, because it's came in, apart from in August when it dipped below, it's come in and tested it, and the times that it has, it's had a good reaction. I mean, even if you go back to from here, you're looking at a couple of X. I don't know about all-time high. I don't know what it does. I don't know how relevant it is, but I wish you the best on it, and I hope you get a lot of profit out of it. That would be nice for you. So, has anyone else got anything they want me to look at, or any questions you want to ask? Bitcoin's dipped slightly since we came on stream. But if you've got any questions or anything else you want to ask about Stonksy or chart you want me to pull up, just let me know. Otherwise, we will leave it there. We've been going 46 minutes, which is not bad at all. They seem to be getting longer and longer, these streams. The first one I did on Thursday was, I think it was about half an hour. And then yesterday ended up being around this time. And then, yeah, seems to be towards the hour mark. Especially on a day like this when so much has happened. The move early this morning into now. So many altcoins have just rocketed. There's just so much to cover. But yeah, for anyone who has come in late or hasn't caught it all, we've covered a lot today. We've covered the 1 hour, 10 minute, 30-minute and 15-minute on a bunch of altcoins. If you want to know which ones we've covered all these. So I've covered the biggest gainer today in Uniswap. I've covered the next biggest gainers, Aave, LDO. I've covered Doge, Rune, and then a few of the other big movers as well. So thank you very much for joining, guys. I'll just give it one more second for you to pop any questions or anything else you want to ask in. If not, it was a pleasure doing the stream again, and I'll be back tomorrow to have a look at what's happened over the past day, and we'll see what Stonksy is saying, and we'll have a look at them 10-minute green backgrounds. That's on pretty much all of them. That's caught the whole move, and see if they're still open or where they closed and what came afterwards. Yeah, thank you for your question, Victoria. So you want to wait for the close. So if I get it up for you, the best example is probably the 1 minute, just so I can show you exactly what I mean. So you want to wait for the candle to close. So say, for instance, on this one, you want to wait for that candle to close there, which then solidifies the green background. For instance, on this one might have been flickering between red and green, like you were saying. So you want to wait for it to close, which then solidifies the shift from green to red. Same for this one. This perhaps might have been flickering still red, or perhaps even green, but the candle closed back to the normal background. So you want to wait, regardless of the time frame. If you're looking for a change, you want to wait for the candle to close to solidify the change. If that makes sense, that should make sense. Like this one as well. So this one opened on the green, but then obviously when this candle was forming out on the 1 minute, perhaps it was still green up here, and it dropped down to here and turned red. So when that candle closed, this next phase of the background color was solidified red then, until obviously it changed again. So you want to wait for the candle to close to solidify the color for any first color change. So I hope that makes sense. If you, for instance, if we was watching this now and this was flickering green and red, or potentially white, we would wait for the candle body to close before then obviously seeing the next indication. Yeah, no problem at all. Glad that I could cover that for you. Well, thank you very much for joining, everyone. I hope you have a very good rest of your day, and I will be back tomorrow to cover more of the market and more of Stonksy. So I hope to see you there. Pop by if you're around, and yeah, I hope you're making some profitable trades. Catch you tomorrow.